Siptah, the king of Egypt, came to the throne in 1197 BCE to 1191 BCE. He was aged 10 or 11, a boy king. He was assisted by his stepmother, Queen Tausret, in a co-regency. The king suffered with polio and a deformed, crippled left foot. He had reddish brown hair and he was apparently 1.6 meters tall when he died in his 1718s. He was assisted by his chief advisor, Chancellor Bey. Remember Chancellor Bey of Syrian birth? He was confidant of the king, but unfortunately he fell out with the king in year 4. By year 5, Siptah had Chancellor Bey executed. A year later, the king himself was dead. The king was buried in KV 35 in the Valley of the Kings. The tomb is approximately 95 to 96 meters long. That's an average of 15.83 meters being dug each year of his reign. Amazing. So remember, they were cutting into those cliffs to remove the shell to create the descending passages and the final tomb itself. Fortunately, a lot of it's not decorated. The king was buried in KV 47, but then his body was moved to the tomb of Amenhotep II, KV 35, which became a royal cache for many of the royal household from the 18th, 19th and 20th dynasties. The tomb was rediscovered by Edward Arton and his patron Theodore Davis in 1905. The excavation was abandoned 2 years later. Arton felt that it was unsafe. Then Harry Burton in 1912 continued work clearing the tomb, probably for Theodore Davis, who was his patron at that time. Now, Harry Burton, from 1914 to 1922, worked for the Metropolitan Museum of Art under close supervision and collaboration with Herbert Winlock. Remember, Herbert Winlock did lots of the first intermediate and Middle Kingdom excavations on the west bank of Luxor. Burton was loaned by the museum to Howard Carter and Lord Carnarvon, who photographed the objects and the tomb of Tutankhamun after the discovery in 1922. He continued to live in Egypt after the excavation was finished, and he died 1 year after Howard Carter in 1940. And he is buried in the American Cemetery in Asyut in Egypt. Now, Howard Carter died a year before in London. Both were born in the 1890s. And the average life cycle for people who were born around the 1890s was 48-49 years of age. Both Burton and Howard Carter were in their 60s when they died. So if there was any curse from the tomb of Tutankhamun, which is highly unlikely, then it's a new one on me. The problem is as we can experience at the moment, the media, journalists in general, are sensationalizing stories. So that's where the curse of the Tutankhamun came from. They never published the age of these people who had died during the excavation and after the excavation. Both Burton and Carter lived until they were 60s, so well beyond the expectations for somebody who was born in the 1890s. And both of them did excellent work in recording their finds in Egypt. If you've enjoyed the information in this video, please press subscribe and please tell your friends about the channel. Still need 60 more subscribers before I can ask YouTube to give this channel its own domain name. Thank you for watching. I hope it's been informative, and take care of yourself in these tricky times. and I'll see you real soon. Bye for now.